Welcome in. You're listening to a brand. If it's cell phones, it's Apple. If it's hamburgers, it's McDonald's. And if it's investing, it's everything money. All right, let's go. Let's start with some news here. So Timothy sent me this morning. Meet Kevin. Bought the dip on Tesla yesterday under 900. Some have asked for a quick update on my positions. Here it is. $1.8 million long, 9%. $120,000 short, 0.6%. $18.1 million in cash. That's the rest. Okay. People hate that I sold Friday, but I'd rather be honest and transparent as early as possible than conduct private trades like a scummy Congress. Okay, I agree with this. He's talking about Nancy Pelosi. Scummy Congress, only to be discovered 45 to 90 days later. I will be back to buy this soon, likely by the end of March. Well, here's my problem with that. I don't really care about that. The point is, why the hell are you buying the dip? Why don't you let it run if you're supposed to be $3,000 stock or $10,000 stock or whatever you said in a decade. So it makes no sense anyways. Doesn't matter. On to the next news for the day. Futures again down. So yesterday was like a historic day. The NASDAQ was down almost 5% at one point. And sheesh, what a recovery that was. We finished positive for the day in every category. So listen, volatility is, it's the first part. If you look back, I was looking at this. Paul sent me this yesterday. October 10th, 2008, you saw volatility like this where an indice dropped 4 or 5%, then rebounded the same day, and then things started moving. So apparently everyone's looking to the Fed to make a comment tomorrow. They're not going to raise interest rates tomorrow, in my opinion, because they do not want to make their $9 trillion balance sheet more expensive for themselves, and incurring interest on it even further. So that's not a good sign. Look at historical data. Yeah, you're actually right. So that's that. I actually have some pretty funny stuff this morning. Let's see. Do I want to start with this one or this one? Yeah, let's start with this one. So the FOMC, Fed not expected to raise rates this week. Anticipation over a pullback in the federal. So People are worried that stimulus is over. Sad. I'm at a loss of words right now to think that everybody thinks that we need to have stimulus to keep markets going. At one point, whatever. Although the Fed has signaled it is very likely to raise rates multiple times this year, the first post-COVID rate increase is not expected this week. Instead, the policy set federal OMC meeting will be likely to tease higher rates coming in March. Jerome Powell, it is really time for us to begin moving away from those emergency pandemic settings to a more normal level. 2022 will be the year that we take a step back towards normalization. Okie dokie, we're going to see. So here is what the rate, who did this? Fed rate funds contracts at the CME group. Okay, they did some kind of survey from, let's see. Wow, that's 4 rate increases right there. The majority has a consensus of 4 rate increases this year. I don't think it's going to be 4 rate increases this year, but we're at risk that the FOMC will take tightening action at every meeting until the picture changes. Well, you should if you're going to combat inflation. Your inflation rate is at 7% right now. How do you combat inflation? You raise interest rates. There's no other thing. Unless you're going to come up with some screwy bill out of Congress and have some kind of BS nonsense that they're just going to create out of thin air, you got to raise the interest rates. $9 trillion on the balance sheet. Yeah, I already said that. On to the next. What's rolling? Fed hikes. Here we go. A less than impressive earnings season. The reason I highlighted that, earnings have not been the greatest for a very long time. Earnings have not been the greatest for a very long time. It's getting really hot in here. They have been, this is why I don't like earnings, because they're manipulated. You could switch things around and make earnings look better than they are. You cannot manipulate cash flow as easily. As less impressive earnings. So earnings must be really, really bad if earnings are not looking good right now. For much of the past decade, market volatility was calmed by the notion that the Federal Reserve or other global central banks stood in to step up support for the economy in events of weakness, shocks, unexpected tightening, says this person from Global Health. Today, with inflation still elevated, that support feels less certain. We're not going to get the Fed. Daddy's not going to make everything happy. This week, the Fed meeting is likely underscore that the Fed shifted its policies, priorities away from supporting growth towards fighting inflation. I don't believe that. Unless they raise interest rates tomorrow. No. I would be very reluctant to look at getting in or adding to positions until we hear anything hawkish from the Fed. Everybody just wants support from the Fed. Guys, do you want support from the Fed? Somebody please tell me. Give me a yes or no. Are you sick of this as I am? I mean, I just look at historically what happens to economies, empire, anything you want to call it. When you get support from Fed that is it's just BS money, especially if they're just printing it out of thin air. I mean, I don't get it. I literally just don't get it. This person, Louis Navellier, he actually said something intelligent. Given that the benchmark rates will still run below the rate of inflation, currently at 7%, the strategist says he thinks that the market's fear of higher rates is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Earnings are transitory. This person I have one who wants it. I have one person who said they need to F off. F the Fed and the Fed. Let them kill the markets, please. Oh, they're going to kill the markets. That's for sure. Yes, Meet Kevin needs the support. Yeah, he does. That's the only way those things last. Peloton. Speaking of companies that have just been murdered. Oh my God, poor Peloton. They were just the best stock in the whole wide world. I think they went up 440% during COVID. And for anybody to think that was going to sustain, you have to have a screw loose. You truly have to have a screw loose. Anyways, Peloton is dying. Somebody sent me a message and said, this is blowing my mind. Peloton was in the show Billions and the stock price took a hit or something. Is that right? I think Mac told me, so let me know if that's true. This is a funny quote. This person, it doesn't matter. The transition from being a growth stock to a value one is never easy. That is the case for Peloton. I'm sorry. I thought that value stocks had to actually make money to be of value. Weird. Growth stock to value. I love how a stock, the price just stops growing. So we just say, oh, it's not a growth stock anymore. Now it's a value stock. This just shows you that people don't understand what they are talking about. This company doesn't make money and we're calling it a value stock now because the stock price is down. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. In a scathing newsletter, activist Blackwell's Capital, which is a 5% stakeholder, less than a 5% stakeholder in the company, demanded that the chairman and CEO, John Foley, be immediately fired. He must be taken accountable for his actions. Look at this. Look at this chart. This was when they IPO'd in 2019, all the way up and all the way right back down. The company will reportedly stop making bikes for 2 months and treadmills for 6 weeks. Peloton refuted that report, said that it has not halted production. It also pre-announced quarterly results, which showed a miss on a number of subscribers. The company is down 17% in January and lower by 82% in the year. Peloton is getting bought by Nike. I really hope it's Apple. I hope it's not Nike, but Nike could definitely be a player. Somebody just said Peloton is a tech juggernaut. I will go as far as saying this. Peloton is more of a tech company than Tesla is. You want to know why? Because Peloton makes a software. And you can go out to your neighbor's garage sale and get a bike that blows wind all over the place if you really want to, and take your little iPhone or Android and pop it up there and take Peloton classes. That is a tech company. You cannot take the controller out of a car and what's the Tesla? Take the controller out of the Tesla and go and take a bicycle riding class or a driving class. So you burnt. Moderna and Netflix are the S&P's worst performing stocks this year. So Moderna was the greatest thing ever. It was called the Tesla of biotech. The Tesla of biotech, which actually does make a lot of sense because what we're seeing with Moderna is going to happen to Tesla. These stocks, Moderna, Netflix, Etsy, Enphase Energy, EPAM Systems, I don't know what that is, all dropping more than 30% this year. Moderna was one of the darlings last year. Has lost 42% this year, even as COVID cases have surged. Bulls previously called Moderna the Tesla of biotech, which meant the stock was, Which meant the stock narrative overruled valuation assumptions, but now the latter looks more reasonable. Cool. Netflix isn't far behind, falling 38% this year. The shares have been struggling for months as competitors move into the space. Netflix added 8.3 million. Okay, I'm done with this part. This part right here. Jim Cramer's pick. Jim Cramer's pick in September, October, I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was August. Etsy. Etsy's down 30% for the year. Probably more since he said that. Okay, so I reached out to Odell Beckham Jr. to see if he would manage my money, but he didn't respond to my email. So it's really unfortunate. This is the best story I have ever read. This is why ESPN gets to make documentaries called Broke, and gets to just talk about all of these players that just have no clue what they're doing because their agents are completely irresponsible, and they are just like your bro on the street who is your money manager who wears sick sunglasses and pinstripe suits. Odell Beckham Jr. took his $750,000 salary in Bitcoin. How much will that end up costing him? For those of you that don't know, he's a football player. So he took it when the price was $64,158 according to CoinDesk. That price is now down 46.55%, based on Monday's Bitcoin prices. And assuming that Beckham did convert the lump sum of $750,000 into Bitcoin when the deal was made in November, that salary would now be worth $401,000, despite the drop in value. He would have to pay taxes on the $750,000 value. In addition to federal income tax, he would have to pay the state income tax of California, which is, 12.3%? Yeah, 12.3%. So if the deposit was made on November 12th, that investment is now worth $35,000 after federal and state income tax. That is incredible. I really hope that it happened because that is just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, and by the way, public service announcement. If, in case you were ever offended by the high heels that one of these M&Ms wore, well, they put shoes on, so now you can go eat M&Ms in good conscience. That's it. Okay. NASDAQ futures down 2%. More than 2%. S&P down more than half. I think we're just going to see a bunch of turbulence today. And then tomorrow is going to be probably pretty dead or just a little bit of turbulence in the morning. So here's the deal, guys. When the market starts whipsawing all over the place, go to the major indices. Go right here. Go right here. And go look at the volume. Go look at average volume. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, is it not? Do we not show it because it's pre-market? Okay, so here's the deal. I want you to go here during the day and look at average volume, which will be right here, and then look at volume and make sure that the volume is keeping up with the average volume if it's on pace. If it's just all, if you have like 500 million shares traded on the S&P by 1 o'clock or something, then you know that it's just all selling volume and you're probably going to get some kind of rebound pretty quickly. So that's that. Let's look at the yields. Everything is staying around 1.75%. I think I saw 1.3% this morning on CNBC. I love watching those bozos on CNBC. They're the best. I do love that Joe guy, Joe Kernan, something like that. He just fumbles and bumbles through. Andrew Ross Sorkin just stares at him. Becky Quick just stares at both of them like, what the hell are you guys talking about? It's phenomenal. Microsoft reports earnings tonight. I'm excited to see that one. Lockheed reported this morning. Tesla, Boeing, Intel, AT&T report tomorrow. Thursday, Apple, Visa, Robinhood. Get your oven mitts out. I can't wait to see Robinhood announce. And then Friday, we have Caterpillar. Oh, and then the oil start. Chevron, Phillips 66. What else do we have? There you go. So if you want to join the software, come on over. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. Should have said this. So if you're in the Bid and Ask Nation, 10 o'clock today. So 45 minutes from now. 10 o'clock today, Seth and I are going to go live day trading just the Bid and Ask only. You can watch us. You can just learn. Just learn from our day trading tactics. 8 Pillars, retirement calculator, stock analyzer tool, 8 Pillars portfolio, exclusive content that you get every day. Of course, you get all of our videos here. You get news that is just endless and it just goes on and on. Is this Bitcoin? There it is. Bitcoin, 36,000. Join EM. Tim, if you're watching, or Seth, can you please open more spots in the Bid and Ask? $30 a month gets you access to all that software plus the chat. $80 a month gets you access to me, and who wouldn't want access to me? And these are sold out. Sold out. Sorry. Okay, give me some stocks. We'll run through them. I have only eaten non-binary M&Ms. You know what? I really respect that, Brian. Thank you for not discriminating. I think Mo is absolutely high if he thinks Tesla is about to crash. Watch the report tomorrow. You got it, buddy. Whatever you say. Heels are offensive. M&M's lives matter. ARK. Oh, that's what I meant to say. Thank you very much. So if you guys go to my Instagram page, at TraderMo_EM, and if you think I'm saucy here, wait till you get to Instagram. Here's the story I posted. Well, here's the other one. If your city bans straws but hands out free needles, you're being governed by idiots. Here's the other one. ARK has changed their website to hide year-to-date returns. ARK has changed their website to hide year-to-date returns. Kathy's playing me. My girl. Don't forget gas fees. All right, let's go. Give me some stocks. Tesla's a great company, but the stock... Yeah, Tesla's a phenomenal company. I love Tesla. I have one. I'd buy another one. I'd buy multiples. I don't foresee really not having a Tesla in my garage for a very long time. I love it. Which do you see more credible, CNBC or Bloomberg? Neither. They're both idiots. They're both just trying to sell things. That's all they are. Any of these news networks, CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg, BBC, they're trying to do is charge confiscatory advertising rates to sell to you. Come on. They're all bozos. Do you ever hear them say something negative? They get a person on there that does an interview and says something negative. They get them the hell out of there so fast that your head will spin. No chance. They had Mohamed El-Erian on yesterday. He's one of my favorite economists, if you don't know who he is. He was saying basically, the ride's over. That's basically what he was saying. Becky Quick cut that interview so fast because he's one of the few people that's out there that's actually telling the truth. All right, let's go. QQQ. Let's start with it. Kathy is taking the Homer Simpson approach. If it's not illegal, it's not illegal if I don't see it. What she's doing is not illegal. I'm actually shocked that a hedge fund like that shares daily investments. That's really weird to me. But QQQ is dropping again. So the next support level is right here on 342, 337. Then the next big support level is down here around 315. So, yeah. Helen Yellen is hot. She probably... Okay. Old Yeller. Janet Yellen. PayPal. Okay, PayPal. PayPal. Ooh. Oh, boy. So PayPal doesn't have support until 128. So if you want to short this, pay attention down here. Pay attention down here. You can definitely, if you get an engulfing candlestick down, you can definitely go for this. But make sure you take out the bottom of yesterday's wick. That's going to be very important. Very, very important. Buying Facebook. Yeah, I'm acquiring more shares of Facebook. Hold on, I got to hit the mute button. Sheesh. Okay. Where were we? Oh, Facebook. Yeah. So Facebook is at 301.92. Going to open this morning. Let's see here. So if you want to do something with a short on Facebook, you got to take out this low right here of about 290. Now, when do they report earnings? We need to pay attention. February 2nd. So be in that February 2nd. Now pay attention here. Also, you got an uptick on the long term, on the daily trend. But also look at this, guys. With the daily trend that you've had going, you cannot get to the overbought area. You cannot get to the overbought area. You're making these lower lows. One, lower low. Just be careful with this one, guys. Be careful with Facebook. I would much rather, it's not even Facebook. Be careful with the FANGs. Be careful with any FANG stock. That's what you need to do. Mute anyone putting SoFi. MK, write Twitter one more time. See what happens to you. BBY and pins. Let's look at pins first. I've been neglecting the old Pinterest. They're an 80% decline stock, right? When did they have a high? So February 16th, they had an intraday high of $89.90, and today they're $30. So that's awesome. Talk about disruption. Oh boy. So pay attention. Guys, this is a dog stock. This has been a dog stock since August, and it's just coasting on the bottom, doing nothing. So every time it breaks down and just makes a new engulfing candlestick, roll with it. Roll with it. Shopify. This is a disruption. This is disruption. Do I have Shopify on here? No, I have Spotify on here. Different disruption. Geez, look at this. Look at, what was this high at? 1762, and it's at 898. That was in November. November 19th. This stock was at, who's that person that was talking about Tesla? Grow up. Speaking of Tesla, I'll come back to this one. Let's for this person, Tesla, TSLA. This thing had an intraday high of 1243.50 on November 4th, and now it's at 911. Never forget. Now it's at 911. Grow up. Grow up. Shopify. Okay, so if you get an engulfing candlestick down, this can turn into a dog stock here. Let me turn to yellow. This could just keep going down and going sideways. This can absolutely turn into a dog stock. Keep watching it. If you get an engulfing candle down, just make sure you're using stops. Make sure you're using stops because Shopify can move back real quick on you. Lululemon. I'm buying more Meta. Jump on it. Wow, look at Lulu. Oh my gosh. November 16th, intraday high, $485.83. Today, $313 opening up. Same thing, guys. Same thing as Shopify. Engulfing candlestick down, taking out yesterday's wick. Go for it, but please use stops. I hope this turns into a dog stock for you and the decline just continues further. I think I'm going to be saying a lot of the same thing today. So let's see. Halliburton, HAL. All right, so this is oil. Here we go. So let's go to August. So let's just draw a couple lines here. August. With the exception of this blip right here and this big drop down here and this little drop right here, you're consolidating between 1475 and 1360. So here's what I would do to play this one. Do they have earnings coming up? That's the first question. Let's see when that is. Looks like it's far out, March. So if you can break up and oil starts to move again, and you break up this way and you take out this high of this long wick right here, this one right here, you can go for it and you can add into this thing and you will be, as the young kids say, Gucci. Okay. Mo, do you like FedEx more than UPS? Well, we'll look at FedEx and UPS, but when it comes to actually shipping, I can't stand FedEx. They lose everything and they're late on everything. Every time I know that I get a delivery that's going to come from FedEx, I know that I'm not getting it on delivery day. So FedEx is dropped below its 200-day moving average. This is, I'm sorry, UPS has dropped below its 200-day moving average. Let's see what happens. If this moves down here today and closes below the 200-day moving average. Yesterday, it closed above the 200 and the 100. You know what? If I'm you with UPS, I am waiting to see what happens with that price action, because you have, not only do you have, you're sitting on top of the 100 and 200-day moving average, but you have the 100 and 200-day moving average sitting on top of each other. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen with hedge funds moving around in that area. This was not Halliburton. Okay, what's the ticker symbol for Halliburton? Guys, I need ticker symbols. I need ticker symbols. I don't memorize every single ticker symbol there is. What was the other one? FedEx. Memorize that one. Okay, this is much better. So the person who asked me about this, I might like this much better. Your 100 and 200 are not on top of each other. As soon as you close down here below this 100-day moving average, you're good. And then you can start shorting this thing from a long-term perspective. So when it comes to it, I like FedEx more than UPS, not from shipping. When you say be careful of the FANG, it's because you can't get into overbought, or did you mean be careful in general if you're shorting? So when it comes to shorting the FANGs, be careful, because guys, the FANGs have led this market up. They will absolutely lead this market down. If you pull up a chart and you just look at the S&P 500 and NASDAQ, whatever you want to look at, basically the S&P 500 over the past 10 years, if you remove the FANG stocks, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Google, Netflix, and Microsoft, throw that in there, FANG M, you're cutting out like 40% of the rally that you've had, 45% of the rally. So those stocks have led this market up. They're going to lead this market down. But with that said, when we have weeks like this where we're down, the first stocks that are going to jump right back up and change trend into positive trend and lead the market right back to all-time highs if it happens are the FANGs. So that's why I want you guys to be very careful with that. What else do we have? Let's see. Okay, here, Halliburton, HAL. There's two. Oh, it's an Indian thing. Okay, here we go. All right, Halliburton. Yeah, wait, is this the same? It almost looks the same as the other one. But you're looking fine. Your trend is fine. The same thing goes for it. You see that wick right there that happened? Pretty much the same wick that I circled on the other Hal in India. If you take it out, go for it. Add to it, but make sure you're using stops. That's it. All right. Can you look at Kohl's? Yeah, I can look at Kohl's. Is it KSS or KKS? KSS. So this is a activist takeout, whatever the hell's going on. I have no idea. Be careful with this one. This thing can come right back down here. I would not buy into this trend right away. That is really goofy looking trend. If you want to do anything, I would day trade this or swing trade it. But even today, I would let Kohl's calm down and see what's going to happen from there. I don't know the news on Kohl's. You guys do. So be careful with it. KBH, KB Homes. I do like KB Homes. Wow. How the mighty have fallen. Sheesh. All right. So this is over like a 3-day period. Homes are very susceptible, eh? All right. So you're at a very strong support level right here with $40 or $39, whatever it is. Good downtrend. If you make an engulfing candlestick breaking out pretty much below that wick right there that happened before earnings, it's fine. Oh, here you go, guys. Here's another one. I draw these all the time. Flagpole pattern. Earnings happened. It was climbing a little bit. Earnings happened, spiked right up, came right back down. That's what happens on flagpoles. If you get lucky like that, take profits. Take profits. Take profits. Can you check on Google? Yeah. Google. Oh boy, Google is below the 200-day moving average. So I'm going to run through the FANGs real quick right after I do Google. So below the 200-day moving average, that's the big thing I want to see. Yep, this has a long way to go. Next support level is right in here at 2,300, then below 2,100. Gap to fill here at about 1950, and the show goes on. So Google's going to be an interesting one. Let's see. Let's do Facebook. We already looked, but let's see. Facebook is below its 200-day moving average. Guys, look over here each time. I'm looking at the white line and just seeing if my stocks are below the 200-day. Apple, not quite. Still holding up tight. Amazon, Below the 200-day moving average. Netflix, absolutely below. This is below every average. You can make up your own average and it's gone. FANG, Google, and Microsoft. Let's see what Microsoft is reporting earnings tonight, so please be careful with this one. And it was below the 200-day moving average. It's going to open up below the 200-day moving average. So, sheesh. Google is being investigation sued over privacy. When are they not being sued and investigated over privacy? That's just like, these companies should just be called Facebook, I get sued over privacy. Apple, I get sued over privacy. If you make a LLC out there in every state and just call it I get sued over privacy, you might hit it big someday. I'm not going to do Apple because it's part of the Employed Trader series, and if you want that, come on in. Oh, Texas Roadhouse. Alejandro Medina, you are finding a way to my heart. TXRH. Love Texas Roadhouse. You want to talk about inflation? So I went there on Sunday. My usual meal is $12.99. Guess what it is now? Well, you can't really guess because you're not with me, so I'll just tell you. $20.99 for a 6-ounce filet, sweet potato, plain, nothing on it, Caesar salad. What was that, 65% increase, 61% increase, something like that? Don't worry, though. Inflation is transitory. Everything will be Gucci. All right, so price has fallen. When's earnings? February 22nd. You are in quite the decline right now. If you get a engulfing candlestick taking out yesterday's wick, you can go for it. But yeah, be careful with that one. It could pop right back up on you. ARK. Why have we not done that one yet? So the company that no longer shows their year-to-date returns, and they're so transparent, and Cathie Wood is just God's gift to earth. Oh, they're just getting smoked. So look at this intraday high. February 16th. Intraday high, $159.70. And today they're at $71. So good job, Cathie. Disruption definitely works. You should just keep going, buying all these shit companies that mean nothing. Here and having all your minions jump into them. Stock market's now open. See if you make an engulfing candlestick down today. And if you do, let this thing turn into a dog stock and just go sideways for a while. And you'll be all right. 61.5% increase on my meal from, what's that place called? Texas Roadhouse. Speculation on Apple earnings. Listen, if you look at analyst expectations, it's crazy. The expectations that they've come out on are nuts for Apple. So it's gonna be tough for them to beat it with all these supply chain issues, but we'll see. All right, Stitch Fix. Let's try it. SFIX. Wait, Stitch. Yep, there it is. Okay, Stitch Fix. Clothing. Whew, luxury item. Beaten down. Guys, if we go into a recession, short the hell out of this thing because it ain't going back up. Downtrend, and it is a dog stock. If you break below yesterday's wick, yesterday's bottom of low, $13.81, short it. Short it. Cathie Wood is a smoke show. Whatever you're into. There are two. Buffett has caught. Oh, yeah, that's right. So there are two chart comparisons showing Buffett has caught up to ARK already. Yeah, so if you've invested in like ARK for the past 5 years or whatever it was. I just heard this in passing yesterday. I think I heard it on CNBC actually. But if you are Warren Buffett or ARK, if you were in both of them, you're at the same level right now over the past 5 or 10 years or something like that. It's pretty incredible because that other crap just only lasts for so long. Hood reports this week. Jeez. I don't know. Go buy the dip if you want. Chipotle, CMG. Chipotle, beaten down for sure. Let's see what's going to happen. I mean, they're sitting at a very strong support level right here of about $1,300. If they drop below that, it's going to be 1175, and then below that is into the triple digits, so 930. Yeah. 2 months ago, I went to Texas Roadhouse with my girlfriend. Our meal was $38. I checked prices last week out of curiosity. With inflation, it would have been $52. Yeah, so when I go with Nicole, it's usually about $25 before tip. She gave me the bill this time, and I was like, $40. I was like, this lady definitely had to miscalculate. So I started looking, and I was like, nope. Yeah, she's right. So it's funny. they didn't change the menu prices. They just changed the numbers in the POS systems. And if I'm a company that's as big as Texas Roadhouse, I'm probably changing my menus. But what the hell do I know? Berkshire, BRK.B. What is this? Get out of here. All right. Berkshire is coming back down to a consolidation area. They tried to break out with the rest of the market, so it's just back down here. It looks like you're about to turn. If I'm you, I'm taking profits on this thing because your trap door is wide open. I am taking profits on that, and not exiting. I'm just taking profits and seeing what happens from there. I will do 2 more stocks, and I'm going to get out of here. Thoughts on mimicking Buffett or other big investors' holdings? You know what? I don't really like to mimic. I'll mimic their process, but I'm not a big fan of mimicking because, like, for example, Buffett is invested in Verizon. I have no clue what he sees in Verizon. I've looked at that thing every day, sideways, upside down. I've read the 10K from front to back. I just don't get it. So he gets something that I don't get. Anyways, what was the next one I was looking at? Oh, Palantir. Let's see, Palantir. So Palantir, the company that I made more revenue than last year, and everyone just comparing it to Alibaba. Cool, you're really cute. Okay, so we are getting beat down. If this thing just starts going sideways and becomes a dog stock, it's just going to keep going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And we'll see what happens with it. Okay, Alfonso, you banned. You banned. I may not be... Wow. Roblox? Let's see, Roblox. RBLX. Who wrote that? Alfonso. Alfonso, pro tip for you. I am not blind because I do this show and I look at the comments, so I am not blind. I am just ignoring you and I'm not doing your stock because you are obnoxious. With that being said, Roblox. So I don't necessarily... When did they go public? March 10th. So we don't have a year's worth of data. I would rather see a year's worth of data because I want to see if there's more support back here. We don't have that. So I would wait until March to go and trade this. Notice this little white thing right here. That's a 200-day moving average. That just got formed. So be careful with that one. Anyways, with that being said, if you want to do something with it, only trade it over here, although you're breaking my rules. I would day trade it only and go from there. Roblox. Hey, Seth. IBM. Okay, I'll do IBM and then I'll do one more. I always say one more. All right. Why is there no chart back here? Internet. Is this Dunder Mifflin? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, where's my thing? Come on, man. Come on, man. Hold up. Wait a minute. There we go. So IBM is, yeah, they took a beating yesterday. They're kind of rebounding today. See, they're just stuck between the 100 and 200. So until you get a price that breaks out up here or down here, below this 100 or above this 200, it's not going to move anywhere anytime soon. It's just going to bounce here in between these two prices of 127.82 and 132.07. So, all right, one more and we get out of here. Exit point for MCFT. Microsoft, pretty please. Let's do Microsoft. Microsoft reports tonight, guys. Remember, be careful. It is very possible that Microsoft ends up down here. It is very possible that Microsoft ends up down here, up here. So be careful. It's sitting right at the 200-day moving average, and we're going to see what happens. So what's their earnings expectations? Why don't we take a gander? So they're supposed to bring in $50.7 billion in revenue. All right. We'll see. Downtrend for sure, though. So here's the deal. If this thing moves down tomorrow, let's say tomorrow it does this. Let's say it goes like this. Gosh, hold on. Let's say it goes like this tomorrow, okay? And then I would say, all right, let's let it calm down. And then it goes like this on Thursday. Boom. Great downtrend. Great engulfing candlestick. All clear of 4 major moving averages because you would be down here. You'd probably have a ton of selling volume coming in because the quant funds would just be decimating it, and you'd be Gucci. So pay attention to Microsoft, and that's that. All right, guys, I'm out of here. 10 o'clock. What time is it right now? 9:37. So in a little over 20 minutes, I will be doing day trading for the bid and ask only with Seth Law. And that's that. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I will catch you. Wait. Mo, would you valet your Tesla if the valet guy was Mo's Shroot? Yes, I would. Drive into a cornfield all you want. That guy is an epic character. Peace.